All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Go Getters Midday Session. I believe this is week two. So thank you guys for showing up for yourself, for the goals that you set for yourself in the beginning of the year. I am Coach Sheree Vejan. I am co-founder of the Goal Setters Club. I'm the author of the Ultimate Goals Handbook, the only handbook you need to reach your goals. Also the publisher of the Goals magazine. If you read my story, I talk about how goal setting literally saved my life, giving me something to look forward to, giving me something to wake up to in the morning, besides God. And so I want to thank you guys for joining me today. So my goal is to go through a topic a day, Monday through Friday. And if you have the Ultimate Goals Handbook, in the back, there's a session called Sheree Vejan's Essential Tips on Mastering Your Goals. And so today we're going to talk about the tip, count the cost. Let me pull that up for you. This week's tip is count the cost. To reach your goals, there are some things you may have to give up. You may have to give up time with your family, hobbies, favorite foods, or whatever the specific case is for you. Are you willing to do that? And so today is count the cost. I'm going to read 3 quotes. The price of anything is the amount of life you exchange it for. That's deep. Another quote is, there is no success without sacrifice. If you succeed without sacrifice, it is because someone else has sacrificed for you. And then the last one by John C. Maxwell, dreams are free, the journey is not. And so I'm going to, pull up my notes here. So what are you willing to sacrifice for your goals? So reaching your goals is exciting, but it does come with a price. And so whether you're chasing a career milestone, a personal dream, or a financial breakthrough, success requires a trade-off. And the question is, are you willing to count the cost? Let me see if there's any comments in the chat. So I am also live on Instagram. If you have a question after the session, feel free to go ahead and, if you put it in the, if you're watching on YouTube, I can see your comments come up. I can't necessarily see it on Instagram. I just have to check it, but it's okay. So counting the cost means taking an honest look at what your goals require and deciding if you're ready to pay that price. And so this isn't to discourage you, it's to prepare you. It's knowing the sacrifices ahead of time, and it helps you pursue your goals with clarity and commitment. A lot of times I also recommend, if there's a goal you want to reach, check in with somebody who's already reached that goal and have an open mind, because a lot of times you see the success of what it looks like behind the scenes, but there's so many other elements to that goal or that dream. And so don't get discouraged when you hear someone's story, but be encouraged, because obviously they're there where you want to be, but it may take some different work than you expect. And you might say, hey, I'm not willing to do that. Thank you for your story. Thanks for helping me out. Thanks for giving me the insight. And based on what you're saying, that goal is not for me. And that is okay. Let's talk about some of the common sacrifices to the path to success. And some of that, which is number one, which I wish it wasn't number one, is time with family and friends. A lot of times our goals and our dreams, you end up sacrificing that time with your family and friends, missing social events to invest in your goals. A lot of times we miss, especially men, you're missing your kids' events, their spelling bees, if they still have spelling bees this season of school. You're missing the basketball games, you're missing the choir, you're missing those special events because either you're trying to pursue a career goal and you're missing that time with family. 2, hobbies and leisure activities. Sometimes your major goals might require you to give up a little entertainment, requires you to give up a little TV. You might miss out on some of your special events. You might miss out on going to games and events and plays that you enjoy. You might give up comfort and convenience. You know, you might have to sacrifice a couple of late nights or unhealthy habits. Um, you might have to sacrifice some financial resources. I'm in a situation right now. I took a risk on myself. I took a financial risk on myself, getting some trademarks and getting some things into place. And I'm paying a little bit for that. Do I think it's worth the cost? Yes, but it was a big sacrifice. So pursuing a dream might require some investments or a tighter budget. I had to, the way my budget is set up, I had to sacrifice my nails and I had to sacrifice something else to keep my email management or keep something else. And so, because I know it's coming, I have to keep these things into place. Rest and relaxation. Now, sometimes you will sacrifice your sleep. Sometimes you will sacrifice, you have to wake up earlier or work longer hours. Now, even though these are real common sacrifices, I am an advocate to not give up these things, which is why and how the Goals Handbook is organized. The Goals Handbook is organized so you do continue as you pursue your goals. It may not be as fast as the next person, but my goal is to help you with a foundation of making sure you're still spending that time with your family, your friends, you still have your hobbies in place, you still are watching your movies, and you still are budgeting, and you're getting rest. I at least get 6 hours. I have back in the day, we used to do those overnighters. My husband and I drink coffee and stay up all night. We don't do that no more. I want to make sure I don't have bags under my eyes. I'm, over 50 now. And so my rest and relaxation is important. So I'm going to go over those things, the common sacrifices: time with family, hobbies, comfort, finances, rest, and relaxation. Are you willing to pay the price? And so before you pursue a big goal, ask yourself, what sacrifices will this goal require? Am I willing to make those sacrifices? And will the reward be worth the cost? I know a lot of people sacrifice their marriage. They sacrifice their relationship with their spouse, pursuing something else, and then they end up losing the spouse and losing the family. And then you have to ask yourself, was it worth it? Was this promotion worth it? Was this car worth it? Was this house worth it? And so, yes, you want to, I talked about this in another video. Maybe your goal is to, purchase a home, but at what expense? Yes, you want to pursue that goal, but if that means you're working 100 hours a week and you're not spending time with your kids, or you're not spending time with your family, and you're not spending time with the people who matter, is it worth it, really? So you just want to ask yourself, and maybe it is worth it for you. Maybe your kids are okay with that. Maybe your husband's okay with that. Maybe your spouse is okay with that. And that's a continuous conversation. But man, if you just bring them in with you, if you bring your family in with you, if you bring your friends in with you with your goals, if you work on things together, it can make everything worthwhile. How to count the cost without burning out. So you want to prioritize what matters most. Decide what is non-negotiable. So I have a whole lot of non-negotiables, which is probably why I'm a little further behind. But there are some things I will not sacrifice for the goal. There are some things I will not sacrifice for the bag. There are some things I will not sacrifice for the money. And my husband's the same way. And where can you compromise? So you have your non-negotiables. And then what are you willing to compromise on? Another thing is to work smarter, not harder. Be efficient with your time. Schedule your sacrifices. So set time limits. So maybe you're going to work late nights, but only 90 days. Maybe you're going to work late nights, but only 30 days. Maybe you're going to wake up early, but only, for a certain time. So maybe you're sacrificing something with your family. Sit down and say, hey, guys, this is a I know when I was doing my first goal-a-thon, that was an all-day 12-hour on New Year's Day. And so I said, hey, New Year's Day, guys, I'm going to be online for 12 hours. And my husband came alongside me and said, hey, you know what? I'm going to support you. I'm going to bring you water. I'm going to bring you tea. I'm going to bring you coffee. I'm going to bring you food. And so we were able to, you know, even though I was online working, we were bonding because he was supporting me. And so when you let your family in and let your friends in and the people who matter to you most in on your goals, they may support you. I hope that they support you. The next thing I want to talk about, the rewards. The reward, sorry, my computer is going off. The reward is in the results. When you count the cost and fully commit, you become more focused, you become determined and resilient. And when you reach your goal, you will know that every sacrifice is worth it. All right. So your homework is to, whatever that one sacrifice is you need to make for your goals, ask yourself, is it worth it in the end? You might have to, like, even the health goals. I love cheese. If you know me, I love cheese. I love milk. I love dairy. I love meat. But I'm also trying to be healthier. I also want clearer skin. I also want to lose a little weight. And so since January 6th, I had a little cheese this week. But since January 6th, I haven't had any cheese, no dairy. We did a 21-day fast from meat, and I could just tell the difference in my body. And so I'm sacrificing the things that I love, the things that I want to taste, the things that I want to eat. And I love sugar, you know, but I had to tell my husband, hey, we have these cinnamon rolls that we love that we get from 85 Bakery with the butter and in the microwave. I was like, you know, I can't do that. And so just saying, hey, I have to sacrifice some of my favorite meals and some of my favorite foods for the bigger goal that I'm trying to reach, which is to, you know, get healthier. All right, you guys. So that's all I got for you today. The question is, what are you willing to sacrifice for your goals? And sometimes you don't know what that sacrifice is unless you get with people who've already achieved what you want and have that conversation with them. All right. So if you have questions, if you have comments, if you need resources, go ahead and comment, like and share this video, subscribe to this channel, and stay motivated. And I will see you tomorrow for another session of our Goal Getters midday session.